So DeFi has rapidly evolved from being a niche interest among crypto enthusiasts to an accessible alternative for finance. From lending and borrowing to quick money flash loans and earning passive yields, DeFi is undoubtedly the next generation of digital finance. But how do you know which one to choose when there's over 3,800 DeFi platforms? Well, let me save you time because in this episode we talk to the founder and CEO of Scallop, the top DeFi protocol on Sui blockchain. How are you doing, Kris?
Yo, Hikaru, nice to see you again. And then, hi, every audience. I'm Kris. I'm the founder and CEO of Scallop, and yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, you guys grew so quickly in the DeFi space. Let's just jump into the first question that talks about this. So, can you tell us more about how your entrepreneurial journey led you to Scallop, which quickly became the top money market DeFi protocol on Sui? And check this out, you guys had $164 million in TVL at your peak.
Thank you for your kind word. Yeah, Scallop launched on last July. In the end of July, we launched on Sui mainnet, and yeah, till today we have more than 100 million of TVL. And I think like why users let's support these DeFi projects with Scallop, I think have at least main reason. Including for all DeFi protocols, if they build on Sui blockchain, built by Sui Move, the security level will be the highest in the industry. My background, I was a cybersecurity engineer. I know there's nothing is 100% secure, but what we can do is just try our best to avoid the previous bad accident that happened. And this is how Sui Move let's design for the smart contract. It's on the technical side, just fully avoids like some vulnerability, including like a reentrancy, like fake data account, and some like some kind of memory buffer overflow that happens on the previous maybe Solidity, some EVM chance. Yeah, so the security I think is one of the strong reason. And then second, yeah, personally I really like our users interface and user experience, including after you connect the wallet, you can see like all of the metric, the data, the detail on top of Scallop. And yeah, whenever you want to choose to do lending or borrowing, you will know what's going on the current market, why this the APR is like this. And yeah, basically we are always also very proud of our transparency, including like we open source, and then we let users know our models and why this APR come from, and also some like bug bounty, and just also shared our multi auditing report. And the last reason I think is mainly because we collab with Sui Foundation. It's the foundation behind a Sui blockchain. And then we gave a program which called an incentive program to incentive the early stage users. Yeah, Scallop having 1 year old, and then we incentivize users which do borrowing on our protocol, and then our borrowing will also drag the lending because it will make the utilization rate become higher. So based on our model, it will have a better lending yield for lenders. So yeah, we give some extra reward to incentivize borrowing and also like users. Yeah, I would say it's a very good APR for both borrowing and lending in overall DeFi right now. Yeah, so yeah, I think these are the reasons what makes Scallop can just grow this fast and then becomes one of the leading lending and borrowing. Yeah, even in the whole DeFi space.
Yeah, for sure. Because like when DeFi first started, there was like Compound, right, and then Aave, and those are the blue chips nowadays in terms of lending and borrowing. But I think when it comes to Sui blockchain, it was so very new. So you guys definitely capture like the interest, right, and TVL there. So that's pretty awesome. I do want to move on to my next question, which you also touched on a bit. What are some of like the top ways or cool ways that people are earning yield on a Scallop?
Oh, you mean yeah, how people earn crypto in Scallop? I think just for the most, I will start from the lower risk. Yeah, for the most common that users do. The easiest one would be lending. Yeah, you can choose to lend your assets. Now we support including stables USDC and DT from Wonho, Ethereum on Wonho, and then also have Sui and Sui LST. You can deposit your assets in this pool and then get a lending yield, and the yield is like I mentioned, yeah, depends on the utilization rate. We have a dynamic model to and at least pay from borrowers. So yeah, is a real revenue. Yeah. And another like a little bit higher risk, but I would still say it depends on your risk management, is you can add collateral and then borrow out assets. And now, like I mentioned, we are incentivize SWI and SCA for the borrowers on our protocol. Like for example, you can use AFSWI, which is a LST assets on SWI blockchain as a collateral, and then borrow out SWI. So basically, it's a strategy that's very difficult to get liquidation, because the price basically is quite is like an anchor. And then yeah, you can, when you borrow assets, although you need to pay some interest for borrowing for sure, because you are a borrower, but our incentive APR is even higher than the interest you need to pay. And then including SWI incentive and SCA incentive, really incentive the users to use our protocol to give it a try. We know DeFi protocols need time to build trust. So yeah, I think that is just some ways to earn yields, cryptos in our protocol, lend and borrow. Yeah.
I mean, for the borrowing, that is quite attractive, because conventionally, right, to borrow, you basically need to pay a fee in order to borrow. Yeah. But if you're actually making money to borrow through the incentive, that's like a big plus. May I ask, where are these, let's say, incentive funds coming from? Because we all know with DeFi, it's got to be sustainable, right?
Yeah, for lending, it's purely come from the borrower pay for the interest, so it's quite simple. And then for borrower, the incentive come from two ways. First is SWI Foundation supports SWI tokens and to projects, and then we decide to use it as a grant. We use this grant as an incentive. We discussed with foundation. We think it's the best way to to incentive the whole on-chain activity and all metric to make SWI become like top TVL blockchain, just famous for DeFi. So yeah, it's come from SWI Foundation. And then second, SCA incentive is come from the pool mining part of our SCA emission. So yeah, including SWI and SCA is a yield you got. And if you have any concern about cryptocurrencies price up and down, you can, no matter you want to just trade it or you want to hedge it, it's all possible. And we also don't have any lock for your borrow and lend and the yield, so it's very flexible. And yeah, and one extra thing I want to also mention is we also have a referral code system. It's also a way you can earn crypto in our platform. Depends on how many VSCA is a locked token of our native tokens, and you can have different tiers of the borrowing fee discount and the borrowing fee sharing. So we even set the lowest tiers to be 0 VSCA. So which means if you don't want to hold an SCA, we are still okay. Just you can still inviting people to join Scallop protocol and then earn some extra crypto come from the borrowing fee. So yeah, hope this all makes sense for everybody.
Yeah, I think refers are a really great way to bring in your friends and family, grow the ecosystem on TVL. So it's a win-win for everyone. That's awesome. Another cool thing that I think stands out about the Scallop is not only do you cater to retail users, right, and just individuals, you also have SDKs for other people to build on. Can you talk more about how can other Web3 and DeFi platforms collaborate with Scallop, to build?
Yeah, we have SDK, but even in a lower level, we I mentioned, we are open source DeFi protocol. So yeah, you can even integrate with our on-chain modules on SWI Move, and then build your smart contract which integrate with Scallop. Yeah, and some kinds of the integration, including lend and borrow and some utility of VSCA, is all possible. And maybe some collateralize or some staking design for the no matter S coin or no matter or our native token SCA. And for the borrowing, I think it's quite interesting for some of maybe option strategy, or some some leverage stuff one-click leverage or leverage liquidity staking, or even some leverage stable coins farming stuff. And these are the usage or some ideas. And back to the like technical part, I mentioned you can integrate with smart contract, and on top of our smart contract, we build 2 layers of our SDK, and then yeah, it can make let you very easy to integrate with a different layer. First layer is we are the Scallop team is the author of the a tool called SweetKit. It's a TypeScript SDK for the Sweet ecosystem developer, which can make you like have a shorter code and much more easier to interact with Sweet blockchain. Yeah, from the most basic like sending coins, sending assets to some of the more complex features. Yeah, and the second layer is Scallop SDK. It's built on top of Sweet SDK and SweetKit and Scallop smart contract. It can let you use TypeScript to integrate with all of the Scallop smart contract features, including lend and borrow and some VSCA, and also you can get some data. Yeah, Scallop SDK also are using Scallop API to get some on-chain data. Yeah, so no matter you are going to integrate with our smart contract, like the feature I mentioned, or you just want to build in some panel stuff like to show in the status. I mean, yeah, everything is possible. And actually, we are very proud, and just we are one of the earliest Sweet DeFi protocol. So even if you are just only have a small like maybe a utility that's related with Scallop, like maybe list SCA token, we still love to help the marketing side as well, because we know for this like early stage ecosystem, just we need to group, yeah, and then we need to build the trust to all of the like crypto industry. Yeah, so I think these are the ways from technical to marketing, just let's for Web3 like company projects teams to collab with Scallop. Yeah, and by the way, we are having a grant program running right now, so yeah, just feel free to take a look in our social medias. Yeah.
Well, great, Kris. These are very good updates. I'm sure the devil's in the details. If you haven't checked out Scallop, go to app.scallop.com. Just put in a small amount of money, play around with it, see how you feel. But at the end of the day, right, DeFi is DeFi. It is non-custodial. So yeah, go ahead and check it out. Thank you so much, Kris. We hope to see more updates from you guys. Be sure to follow their Discord, Twitter, and channels. And we'll see you again next time.
Thank you for Hikaru for having me here. And just like always, yeah, thank you for everybody, and looking forward to the next collaboration and see every of you guys. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Kris. Have a nice one.
Have a nice day.
Bye.